Hello guys, welcome back. So a little bonus video for you. I wanted to make this last night. I tried, I really did, and then I just kind of got stuck halfway because what I'll do is I'm not going to exhaust possibilities here, okay? Just for warning. Because somebody asked me, now do you understand how the anti-G word people feel? They would agree with you on this. I'm like, yes, I understand, and I actually agree with the anti-G word because one, I hate Godspousing. I hate the term. I think it's stupid. I think it's elevated. I think a lot of women have given it a bad name because we're talking about white cisgendered women here that have ruined things for everybody else. And, I understand why they don't believe in it. I do. Please use the term married, shacking up, living in sin, whatever else. When people use the G word, I kind of cringe and die inside because I can think of a couple of the ladies that they got that from, and they're not good representations of what a relationship with a deity should look like. It's not a superpower. A lot of women have first reason they don't believe in a romance with a god is a lot of women try to change it into some kind of superpower or reason you should worship them on the earth. They will say crazy stuff that no actual person who believes they are espoused to a god would say, like, they are higher than Segan. I know I just made the true Scotsman argument. I'm so mad at myself. But, they will say, that they're higher than Segan, that they deserve to be worshipped, that Loki said, ... and they are in control of the rest of us. BS. No. Loki did not set you up as princess on the earth. He did not. You just have to live with the rest of us. Groundlings. Sorry. And that's savage. And, I get it. There are a lot of women who screw this up for the rest of us. They believe in the heathen gods. They believe in the Norse pantheon. They practice heathenry with a passion that's kind of scary. But, they have definitely ruined it for the rest of us because they turn it into a power thing. They turn it into, I have this and you don't, therefore I'm better than you. That so sucks. I get it. I get why you don't like stupid G word, because I don't either when I see that. To me, that's not what it should be, but I realize that's a true Scotsman, no true Scotsman argument. And, then they don't like it because it comes off as a fantasy. Is everything I've went through, and as many heartbroken Lokeans have went through, greeting new spouses and saying, "Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Oh my God, yay, Loki!" And this woman's like, "Oh, he's so hot," and you're like, "Yes, that's an aspect, but let's go read the runes. Let's go." And you realize they really have this obsession with Tom Hiddleston. I get it. I get it. It comes off as, therefore, it comes off that we're all having a fantasy about Tom Hiddleston. I don't think he's that attractive, but, it's like, one, I think he's, like, officially, like, a decade too old for that role by now. Like, what happened to putting hot actors in their 20s, maybe the 30s max, in these kind of roles? Getting old. Anyhow, I'm getting laughter back there. Anyhow, he's not my cup of tea. I don't think of Tom Hiddleston when I think of Loki. I think of this god who, on purpose, shows up about as handsome as a bridge troll with me, because he didn't want me to have a superficial reaction of, "Oh, Loki's so pretty." He wanted me to love him for who he is, not for so pretty, sparkly. So I get it. They think it's a fandom thing. They think it's a fantasy thing. They think it's a bow chicka wow wow time thing. And for a lot of these women that come in, it is. They really should just be reading Archive of Our Own and leaving the rest of us alone. But no, they decide to change it into a religion where Tom Hiddleston is Loki, and that never works. And so I get that. I get that some people think that it's a power thing, which it can be. And I get, excuse me? And I get that, sorry about that. I get that some people think that it's a purely fantasy thing driven by urges and desires. I get that. I get that. I respect that. Some cases it is, even those of us who believe in it will go, yeah. Some people it's a power trip. Some people it's a bow chicka wow fun times with Hiddleston, and that's all it is. Why didn't they cast someone ugly in that role? We would not all be dealing with this, but those are the cards dealt. Some people feel it's disrespectful of the gods. I know that. And I know from reading countless articles that shattered my tiny believing heart that they feel that it's presumptuous and nothing drives them crazier than when you go back and you hold lore out and you go, but lore, look, Odin chasing women and founding dynasties. Look, Loki having children underground. Look, Greek gods chasing everyone of all genders. They go, stop. One, that's, that's a spiritual story. You're not meant to take it literally, though there are people that take dead serious being of Odin's lineage. And two, they were, even if they weren't sacred stories, they'll go, well, that happened in the long ago, but it doesn't happen now. And why would you be picked out? You aren't a hero. You aren't a princess. You aren't even especially good looking or rich. Why would the gods want you? Which is kind of hurtful, but I get that. I get that. It's very easy to say that was in the long ago. It doesn't happen anymore. It's like a lot of people of other faiths go, well, we're past the age of miracles. That's why the gods are suddenly so bad at doing pretty much of anything to stop anything that's going around. I get that. I get that. Some people will say maybe it happened in the long ago, and some people go, no, that never happened. That's gross. That's what the people that came in after us wrote. That never happened. Yuck. No, I get it. They feel it's disrespectful and gross. Is that Christian baggage, or is that just they think that that idea of gods is gross? It really doesn't matter. They think it's gross. I get that. Okay, so we went over fantasy, we went over power, we went over they just think it's gross and disrespectful. I think like some of the other stuff I've heard, because usually those are the three main arguments, and like I said, this isn't going to be exhaustive. It's just that they have gone through it. They have gone through so many people claiming to be married to ... and they're just obsessed with a film character or a comic book character, or they read novels growing up and they realized they felt a way towards the way a god was portrayed, which is usually the totally exact opposite of the way the god's been portrayed classically, and it causes a lot of heartache. I told you guys about the woman that read American Gods and decided she loved Odin, and I was like, this is gonna be a problem. Wait till she reads some of the stuff women have to say about him. And I'm sure the honeymoon period ended when she read about a certain goddess, but I'm like, I'm not even opening that as Odin's woman. I'm walking away and I don't know anything. I get it. I get it. We can look into the lore and be like, our gods weren't exactly sterling characters, so why would you want to marry that in the first place? And I think I'm going a bit off topic. But also, it's a fantasy topic thing. 1 second, please, guys. I think I'm losing place. Let me pause for 1 second. Sorry about that. Also allergies. Sorry. But I was going with the old man. I was going with the woman that fell in love with him. I don't know where I was going with that, to be perfectly honest. But I get it. I get it. These women come in through the romance door of a fictional deity. I get that. I get that a lot of it reads as people that fell in love with pop culture fictional character and they're applying it to a real deity, and that's hugely disrespectful to you because you have this intense, deep relationship. Ah, yes, they've seen this forever. There's where I was going. And I get that. I get it too. I was into fandoms and I used to be super intense and I was crazy to the point of obsession with certain fictional characters. I was kind of cringe. And I get that. And sometimes they do it with a deity. I get that. It's hugely disrespectful for you. Just like if... I don't want to mention the deity, but we're all going to think of the same deity at the same time. There are underground romances for this particular god. Imagine if you read those. You, for some reason, fell desperately in love with that deity. And you went to a gathering of that deity's people. And you started talking about it. I think everybody else just won't. And rightly so, because we know the deity I'm talking about. I get it. That's some people's reaction to doing it with pagan deities. It's like, Oh, gross. I get it. I get it. Some people think that it's just gross, offensive. Get that away from me. And they've seen so many people do it over so many years. I get it. I grew up in the era of Xena and people having the hots for Hercules, and suddenly Hercules isn't like the least bit gay. Yeah, I get it. I get the gods were suddenly not gay anymore, or if they were gay, it was just because it was hot and forbidden and sexy and turned straight guys on or straight women on. I get it. As a gay person, we're all kind of sick and tired of only being on TV because we are a fantasy for straight people. We get it. So I get that a lot of people feel that it's only because popular entertainment keeps giving us these sexualized ideals of our gods that usually have nothing to do with actually worshiping them. I think the gods can sometimes be above these portrayals, but I think when it starts affecting a relationship directly and their worshippers are repeatedly getting hurt, then I think sometimes, yeah, they join the camp of maybe we should break off all contact. Maybe we should not let this go on because what started out as a good, wonderful thing with people is now becoming this thing of a fandom and obsession, and it has nothing to do with pagan worship. I mean, those of us that are pagans, even those of us that believe in possible romance and mystical marriage to a deity, we want this to go on for people long after fandoms are gone. We want paganism to flourish after we're gone. We don't want it to devolve into fantasy land and being something, oh my god, the worst thing ever would be somehow Disney getting their claws into paganism. Believe me, that keeps me up at night. And getting their claws into Lokeanism and turning it into this tawdry thing that you do at Disney to fulfill your every fantasy. Crap like that keeps me up at night. Because the gods aren't going to step in and change our free will choices. So, crap like that keeps me up at night too. I want paganism to flourish when my bones are dust. I want Lokeanism to flourish. So I do get the arguments against. The worst possible thing would be for all these mystical experiences to devolve into just eroticism and something cheap and manufactured that you can get. And I get all the TikTok Godspouses and all the women looking for attention and all the women that write these sexy blogs and graphic descriptions of sex. They have a husband and 3 kids that can read that blog. Please do not traumatize your family. Please don't traumatize your spouse and basically be cuckolding them and telling everybody you know that you're having hot sex with a god while you're married. This isn't appropriate. This isn't how we handle relationships, whether you're for or again. I get it. I get it. A lot of women have made it into a travesty and a mockery. I get being against it. So I just wanted to give, hitting the mic, those aren't all the reasons. If you know more reasons below, put them below. Please be nice. Please be nice. Just name calling and saying, well, you're all crazy, including you. That's not going to help this argument, but I get why some people are against it. It's okay to have those feelings, but we should be able to sit down and have a civil discussion, not just scream names at each other. It doesn't help if you scream, well, oh, you women are crazy, and I scream back, you're just intolerant. So, let's have a civil discussion about this. But I figured I would put that out for you guys, because believe me, every time some woman like this shows up, I truly do have questions of my own, and it's good to cover the base of why people don't believe in it. And that's a bonus reason. There are people who believe it's possible. There are people that believe that, yes, gods and humans can fall in love and the lore is correct, but that's always going to be cruel for the human because the god will have many loves. And depending on the lore, the god will move on as you age, as you get sick, as your body starts to fail. You're no longer that person they fell in with decades ago. Fell in love with decades ago. You're this old withered hag, and they want something new and beautiful and young, and so they just leave you one day with no support, no love, no kindness, and you're now too old. In many cases, you sacrificed human love to be with them, and you have no support system. And it can be just as scary today as it was back in the day of, throwing every chance you had of a family and children away to be with a deity, and then in your old age they abandon you. That's terrifying, And so that's their legitimate reason too. They believe it can happen, but they believe you're always fated to be left behind as the new ones come in. And believe me, people that have been God spouses for decades often wonder, are they being left behind? Are they being replaced? You know, it's a lot of stuff that keeps people up at night. And again, I still hate that term, but I even find myself using it. I hate it because it's become problematic and a lot of the worst people use it. I still prefer married spouse in a relationship, mystical marriage. I don't care, but yeah, that's become a problematic term. So I hope you guys like that one. It's just food for thought. I understand, you know, I understand. It's not that, you know, everybody that believes in these kind of relationships is walking around in ignorance, bliss, or, you know, just having fantasies. Believe me, as you age, you hit periods where those fantasies are the last thing you need in your life. So there better be a basis of love and respect and a genuine belief that relationship is there. So if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. Please keep it respectful in the comments, guys. Don't want to have to ban people. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.